Okay, am I live? I don't think I'm live. There we go. There we go. Okay. Am I live? I don't think I'm live. Okay. I think I am now. Hi, everybody. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. I need to turn that down. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Um, I think I am live. I'm not sure. I hope I'm live. If you can see me and you can hear me and you can say hello in the chat, please go ahead and say hello in the chat. Hi, everybody. I hope this is working. Um, and please definitely let me know in the chat um, if you can see me and if you can hear me, because I'm not sure if I'm even live right now. I hope I am. Um, Come on in, say hello. I'm gonna just wait for a second. I'm trying something new for live on YouTube, and I'm hoping that everything is working. So come on in, say hello in the chat, and let me know that you're here, and that I can um and that y'all can hear me. And I don't see anybody saying anything in the chat. So I don't know if I just can't see you or if I just can't see the chat. I'm glad that y'all are here. I'm excited for us to um, talk about the common things that your deceased loved ones have to say to you. And I hope. Okay, good. We see and hear you, Miss Gail. Yay! Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know that y'all can see me and y'all can hear me. Good. That's a good thing. Um, so come on in, say hello, and let me know how y'all are doing tonight. Um, because I'd like to know how is everyone, and I'd like to say see y'all here, and I hope folks are not waiting for me over on Facebook, and that y'all have come over to YouTube, because I'm not streaming to Facebook. I'm only streaming to YouTube. So okay, so um tonight, what I'm going to do is talk about the things that all of your deceased loved ones want you to know. It's the things that I hear over and over again in my readings, when I talk to your spirits, your deceased loved ones. I hear these things over and over again, and so I wanted to share them with you. So before we get started, though, let's do like I always do, and I need to calm down myself because I've been worried about this not working. So let's go ahead and just tune in, and so get into a comfortable position and close your eyes, and take in a deep breath through your nose, filling up your stomach, your belly, clearing your mind, all the thoughts of the day. And then as you exhale, Feel your jaw loosen up and your forehead loosen up, your neck muscles, your shoulders. Another deep breath in, kind of going within, being grateful for this time together, and exhaling, and just relaxing your body, feeling good about being here tonight. Inhale again. Feeling yourself expand into the universe, the energy that's around you, refreshing and renewing all around you. And exhaling, relaxing your body. And now just call to mind a loved one. They could be living on this plane or on the next one. Just bring them to mind. Have them come stand before you. Let them know how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, and that you are happy that they're here with you, that you're connected with them. Even though maybe you don't always feel that connection, you feel it now. And know that that golden thread is always connecting you. That you love and appreciate them. And again, that you're just glad that they're here with you. Feel how it feels in your body to be with them. And know that however it makes you feel, everything is good because they're there with you right now. All you feel is peace and love and harmony with this person. And all you feel from them is peace and love and harmony. Taking another deep breath and exhale. And then when you're ready, you can return to your attention to the room and open your eyes. And I hope you enjoyed that little visit with whatever loved one you chose to be with you in that little attunement. And so tonight I'm going to share with you, I created a little presentation and hopefully this works as well, um, about your deceased loved ones and what they want you to know, right? So again, this is um, common things that I hear over and over again. And so if you know of something that your deceased loved ones have told you or you've had an experience with or whatever, then you can share that in the chat. So these are some things that I know that your deceased loved ones want you to know. Um, and the first one is, and there's a delay, I think, between my screen and yours. So I just have to wait a second in between. But the first thing that I always hear, can y'all guess what it is? I'm sure you can, is I love you and I know that you love me. That's something that's very important. Your loved ones always want you to know how much they love you. And they also want you to know how much how they know that you love them as well. So no matter what transpired between the two of you before they passed away, the number one thing I find that they all want you to know is I love you and I know that you love me. Okay. Um, the next, and look, I was going to say like 10 things that your deceased loved ones want you to know. But there's so much more than just 10. So that's why I just said these are the things that they want you to know. And then I'm going to give you a few extras as well. Um, the next thing they usually say is, um, I'm safe, I'm not afraid, and I'm not alone. And so, when they come through, they want you to know all is good wherever I am, that I'm in safe hands, I'm in a good place, and everything is okay. Um, they're usually with people that they love, that people that have passed before them, or maybe even ancestors or somebody like that. And so they want you to know that they're not alone and they're not afraid. And then they also want you to know that they feel free, that they're free, that they don't feel bound. They're not bound to a body anymore, that they are relieved, and even if they had a very quick death, a sudden, unexpected, immediate death, they feel free. They feel free of their bodies. They feel free of the physical world, right? So, they feel good. They're light, they're airy, they're free. Um, and so they also want to say thank you. So usually after they say those few things, and sometimes it's throughout the reading, they'll say these things throughout, scattered about. But they also want to say thank you. They want you to know that they're very grateful for everything that you did for them while they were on earth. They want you to know that, they enjoyed being a witness to your life, and they're glad that you are a witness to theirs. They're glad that you went through some part of their life together with them, that you helped to teach them the lessons that they were supposed to learn. You were there with courage and strength for them, and they hope that you feel the same way about them, that they hope that you feel like they helped to teach you whatever you needed to learn, right? So again, it's thank you for all the love you showed me. Thank you for the lessons that were taught. Thanks for taking good care of me, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever it was, however you took care of them, for supporting them in some way. And, thank you for continuing to share your love with them, right? For continuing to share your love, because that's important to them, is that you were gave them love while they were here, and you're continuing to give them your love. Um, and then, another thing they say is they're so proud of you. They're proud of, and it doesn't matter if it's a friend, if it's a child, if it's a parent, some other relative. They usually say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the person that you are today. I'm proud of the person that you've become. I'm proud of the person that, has learned these lessons. And, I have found myself telling folks a lot lately that, um, you need to, a lot of folks feel guilty about they should have done this with the person, or they should have said this, or, you know, um, whatever it is. A lot of folks feel guilty after a person dies that they didn't do something more for that person, or they feel like they weren't there for the person the way that they should have been. And, what I have found myself saying a lot lately is that you're a different person today than you were when you knew the person, even if it was just yesterday that the person died. You're a different person right now than you were. And you've grown since then. And so you're holding yourself to the standard of who you are today and not who you were when you were with them. You were a different person. So you can't hold yourself to that same standard. And you have to give yourself a little grace and understand you did the best that you could with what you had when you had it at the time. And just because you know more or you have something more today, does it mean that you weren't a good person to them then? And maybe today, if they were in front of you, you would do things differently because you have grown, because you have matured. And so don't hold yourself to that same standard. Don't hold yourself from yesterday to the same standard that you would hold yourself today. Okay. So um you know, understand that about yourself and know that it's okay, and kind of let that go if you can, and understand, okay, I'm a different person. I would be different today. Um, they also say that they're very sorry. They're sorry for any hurt or pain or frustration or aggravation that they caused you. And they want you to know that. And I usually feel a heaviness in my chest when they say that, because they are very remorseful and they want you to know that, they wanted you to be happy. They weren't here to cause you any hurt or pain, and they're very sorry for doing that. Um, and they don't usually ask for forgiveness. Sometimes they do, but they don't usually. They really just want you to know that they're sorry. And hopefully you'll accept their apology, right? Um, and so they do. They say that they send us signs all the time, you know. So if you're not getting the sign, it's just maybe because you're looking for a sign in a place, a specific place, right? Inside of a box. Oh, I want them to send me a bird or a feather, or I don't know, something specific that was for the two of you. And that was just between y'all, or, you're looking for something specific. And while you're looking for that sign over here, they're sending you one over here, you know, and you're not noticing it because you're only looking for that one sign. So what I'm going to tell you is to open up your perception a little bit, to pull it open a little bit and to say, okay, I can't just look for one certain thing or a few certain things. I have to I have to open it up and you know see all the things. And it can come through any kind of a way. It can come through a song, it can come through words on a page. It can come from a conversation that you overhear, from somebody in the grocery store or something, so keep yourself open to all the different ways that a sign or a message can come to you, not just in the way that you want to see it, right? Not just in the way that you have, oh, I want to just see this, or, oh, I know that they'll send it to me on a license plate. or I know that they'll send it to me with a billboard or whatever. Keep all of that open, keep your perception wide when it comes to that. They are always going to tell you to be happy and enjoy your life, to do the things that you want to do and to do them now, and to live your dreams. It doesn't matter how young or old you are, to live the life that you want to live, and don't let anything or anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone or anything dim your light. Go out, live, take the trips, eat the cake, drink the champagne, whatever it is, go out and live your life and enjoy it, because we're only here for a minute, y'all. We really are. And so go out, enjoy your life, and don't wallow around in grief and sorrow for them. That really is one thing that, when they tell you to go and be happy and enjoy yourself, they really mean that. That's usually a spot where I get the goosebumps from head to toe, because they want you to know, look, I don't want you to sit around, don't put yourself in a corner, don't put yourself, in a dark room crying for me, because then that makes them feel like they're holding you back in some way, and they've a lot of them feel like they've already held you back. They don't want to hold you back anymore, right? So they just want you to go and live your life, and think about if that were you on the other side, you know, if you can kind of put yourself in their shoes for a second. I know we really can't, but think about how you feel, even living with the living. You don't want to hold somebody else back from doing something that they love or enjoy or whatever, right? So you would never want to know you're the reason that that person's not happy. So, it's the same with them. They don't want to be the reason why you're not happy. They want you to go and live and enjoy yourself. And, so if you want to honor them and honor that, then go and live and enjoy yourself. Don't just sit around, wallowing or in grief, right? They always tell you, I'm still around. I'm here. I'm with you all the time. They see what goes on in your life. The thing that I get is that they really can't be with everyone always, right? So they can only be with a person here, like if they're with you right now, then they can't be, with your sibling or your child or somebody like that. They are with you right now because you're who needs them the most right now. But they see what goes on kind of overall. They kind of, float around to everybody. I guess they see what goes on with everybody. So they have that vision, right? They're able to see, they're able to know, and that's why they're able to tell you, you know, give you advice, I guess, or acknowledge, how things are going in your life. And they want you to include them. They want you to talk to them. They want you to keep them alive in your life, right? They want, because they are alive. They just change form, and that's something we're going to get to in just a few minutes. But they are alive. They are happy. And they want you to know that, hey, I'm listening. You can talk to me anytime you want. I hear what you're saying. You just can't hear me back, But if you keep listening and you keep, trying to hear me really hard, you'll hear me, maybe not hear them like you're hearing me right now, but in your head you'll hear them. And you're not crazy, by the way. But just keep trying. And at some point, you will be able to hear them. You will be able to know that they're there, and you will be able to know what they're trying to tell you, right? So keep up that. I need to take a sip of drink real quick. Okay, so we covered this. They can only be with one living person at a time. So we talked about that just a minute ago. So, if all of y'all are together, like if y'all all get together for Christmas or you all get together for something, an occasion, they can be with all of you at the same time then because everybody's there. Um, but if everybody's separate in different houses or in different cities or states or whatever, they can only go to one of you at a time. They don't know everything. So a lot of times, y'all will ask me questions or, y'all want me to ask them something and they'll say, they might say, I don't know, because they don't know everything. There are some things that only God knows, that only the divine knows, and that it's not meant for us to know, right? So just don't think that they know everything. They are enlightened, but I don't feel like they know everything. Um, they will also say that they see deceased pets. So if you want to know if they're with the dog or, a cat or something like that, I can usually get that if I'm asked that question or if bring it up. I know I have told y'all this before, but I see pets as children. And I guess it's because they think they are our children, and we treat them like our children. So usually when I get pets, I get them as children. But I can tell you that they're together. I can tell you, what's going on with that. And I get them kind of two different ways. I'll get that they're with your loved ones, and then I also get that they're kind of over the fence from your loved ones and like in a big green pasture. But I feel like really they're all together all the time. You're doing a lot better than you think you are. Give yourself a little more credit, right? So know that you're doing a good job, that you're doing the best that you can. Again, you're doing the best that you can with what you have today. So give yourself some credit. So these are some, other things that they want you to know, that you don't feel your body die. And I get that often, even if it's an immediate death, even if it's, you know, uh, 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 again, a car accident or something, immediate death, your body gets lifted, your spirit gets lifted out of your body and then your body dies. That was such a great comfort. I got that message a very long time ago, because I inquired about that because I wasn't afraid to die. I'm not afraid of what happens after I die. I know that my body dies, but I do not die. I just change form. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. But um, the the thing about it was I didn't want to feel my body die. Nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants to feel their body die. And so I was inquiring about that and like saying, man, what can you tell me so that, I don't worry about this, so that I'm not afraid of this. Um, and then I started getting all these messages from, in my readings from these folks that said, you don't feel your body die. Your spirit is lifted out and then your body dies. That was such a great comfort to me because I was like, really? I was like, okay, well, then I'm good to go, right? I'm okay. Um the other thing they want you to know is that there's no right or wrong. It's just a choice that you make. It's how you choose to live your life and how much you're willing to accept the consequences of your choice. So, there's no black and white. Nobody's gonna, get angry. Nobody, like none of the spirits, I guess, none of the angels, they don't get upset with you. They give you the options. Here's your options. Here's your opportunities. You choose. What do you want to do? Choose. And whatever you choose, then the universe is behind that choice. The universe gets behind you and says, "Okay, great. Then we're gonna get behind you on that." And that's how and when you make the choice, the thing is, when you make the choice, you're also making the decision to accept all the consequences that come with that choice. The other thing is you can always change make a new choice, right? You can course correct, as I say. You can always make a new choice. So, you're not stuck with any one choice. You go down a particular road, you see that it's not for you, and then you're faced with a new choice, okay? And then you go with that, whatever you choose, and you're saying, okay, I accept the consequences of that choice. And that's all we do all day long, every day. We make choices. And when we make those choices, we accept the consequences of that. And then one of the last things that they always want you to know is I'm going to be there when it's your turn to make the transition. I'm going to be there. I'll be watching for you, I don't know if they get some sort of a notification, like, hey, Gail's coming. Y'all get ready because Gail's coming, right? And then they're like, okay, Gail's coming. Let's line up or let's gather around or, okay, Gail's mom, you're gonna go get her this time or whoever, I don't know, whoever comes, will come and get you, right? And there's always an angel that escorts us to that next place. And then our people that we love are all there waiting for us as well. So, they're there and they're even there. I can honestly tell you, as you make your transition, your deceased loved ones are there. I know I told y'all about my dad, but my dad would see my mom, he would see his brothers, he would see the angels, as he was making his transition. And there's so many stories of that, right? So know, that's a comfort to me anyway, that they'll all be there. Um, and then these are some other common things, that deceased loved ones tell me. And they'll say, okay, so make sure you do what you got to do before you get here, right? Like make your peace, make your amends, say your thank yous, say your I love yous. Don't be afraid to do it now because it's much easier to do it now than it is after you make your transition to the next place. It's much easier for you to tell the folks now. So do it now while you're here. Don't let, I don't know, silly things get in the way, or be afraid of, you know, all the things, right? So say I'm sorry, say I forgive you, say I love you, say, I don't know, whatever it is that you need to say, right? So that uh you can be at peace when you leave this place and go to the next one. Another thing that they say is that there's no way that a human can wrap their head around um what it's like, what the afterlife is like. And that it's not really a place, but a state of being. It is a state of peace, it is a state of love that we just cannot comprehend on earth. It's, the colors are so much different, everything is on a level of light, and it's just a beautiful, wonderful state of being, right? So, you know, we're not in a body anymore. We do change form and so, you know, it's just a different way for us to be. Okay. And the state of being that we're in is much, much better. They also say, it was time. It was time for me to go. A lot of times, not everybody says this, but a lot of folks say it was time for me to go. I was done. I was tired of suffering. I was tired of, change. That was when my mom said, I've seen enough change, is what my mom said. So, they've had enough. It was time for them to go. And they also say, I did the best that I could with what I had. Um, I tried to give you all the love that I had. I tried to, be the best that I could, right? And they also say that when make their transition, all they feel is all the love everybody has for them. They don't take with them, you know, upset or hate or, any of those kinds of things. When I do a reading, I'll get that before they left this earth, they were chaotic, they were shattered, they were upset, or something was wrong, whatever was going on with them. I'll feel what it felt like when they were still living. But then they will give me the feeling after they left this earth of, wow, I was so loved, and man, I'm in a great place, and I'm so much happier where I am now, and the peace that comes with that, right? So, and so again, we just change form. We return to where we come from. We just go back to where we came from. And when we get there, we're like, oh yeah, I remember this place. This is home. And I say this about little children and people that are about to make their transition, and it's true. Little kids, I don't know, when they're small, up until the age of what, 6 or 7 or something, they remember where they came from. They remember what it was like, and where they came from. And little kids will say sometimes the most profound things, right? Or they'll say, oh, well, my angel told me something, or, my papa, who's, you know, was dead long before they ever came to the earth, told me this, or, whatever. And they talk about those things. And, you know, as they get older, that's when we get a little conditioned, right? We start getting conditioned to not say those things or talk about those things. And I say now, encourage your children to continue to develop that intuition. Encourage your children to talk to those folks and those angels that are not around, right? Because you don't want them to forget where they came from. As I know most of us have. And then when we come to the end of our life, at the other end, coming in, we remember, and going out, then it's like, oh, I remember this. I see those angels. Yes, I remember being with I remember those people. I remember those souls. And so it's kind of like, oh yeah, I want to go back to that place. So it's not a scary thing usually, It's like, especially folks who are able to come to their end of their life, folks that die immediately, that have an immediate death, when it happens, they're like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? So they may not remember right before they go, but once they're there, they definitely remember, and they tell me that, like, oh yeah. So I know I went through that kind of quick. I don't know how fast it was, but what are some things that your deceased loved ones have told y'all? I'm gonna try to look through the comments and stuff now, because I wasn't able to see them um while I was presenting. But what are some things that y'all have heard, you know? Um, and oh, so something I wanted to tell y'all too is that I asked y'all to send me your questions, that I would try to answer as many as I could, right? Let me stop. Well, I won't stop that. And that I would answer as many as I could. And then life got in the way, y'all. My hot water heater broke, and I had, water everywhere. And things happened with my air conditioner. I had to have an air conditioner guy out here, and then something happened with the dog. So it was like all these different things. I got to answer a few questions, but then the time that I had allotted to spend to sit and answer, because I can't just like look, hurry up and answer them. I gotta sit, I gotta look, I gotta go, okay, who is this person? Can you answer this question? Right? So it takes me a minute, right? So the time that I had allotted got taken up by something else, but I am going to take time this weekend to answer the questions that I wasn't able to answer, right? So, and so I will get to that, and I promise I will, um, get to it and answer your questions, as soon as, I can sit and do it. Because when I answered the questions that I did, it took me like I don't know how many I answered, but it took me at least 2 hours to sit and contemplate and call the folks in and ask the question and then, give the answer, right? So it's a process, and I hope y'all can appreciate that. Anyway, wow, somebody's joining from Tampa. Thank you. Um, I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad y'all are all here. It's great. I'm so glad. Let's see, what is this? If an angel escorts us to the other side, what happens to our guardian angel? Does that angel take another role, or do we also meet our guardian angel when transitioning? Yes. So yes. So the your guardian angel is always there. It's your guardian angel, right? They're assigned to your soul. So when you get over there, they're just one of your friends, I guess. They don't ever leave you. You're always there. So they're always there, and you're always with them. So they don't really take another role because they're your angel. So they're with you all the time, whether you're here or over there. Um, and they'll be with you. Yeah, you'll see them. Um, Come see me in my dreams, like every single thing you told us. Oh, hey, Gina. I didn't realize that was you, Gina. Um, this was a good to hear message. Okay, so Mariana, I know you had asked me about your daughter. It's her 25th birthday. So, and I know today's her birthday, and you wanted to hear from her. So I'm just gonna do this very quickly, for you, because I know this is really important to you. And I got goosebumps from my head to my toes because I do feel like she's here. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and you're just gonna have to answer me if you're still here, Mariana. Are you still here? Let me make sure that you're still here first. Um, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, um, to make sure that it's your daughter, Mandy, that's here. Because a couple of things that I get is that she's got long dark hair. The other thing that I get is that she died immediately, instantly. I don't know if she was in a car accident, something like that. But there was something like that happened to her. And she died immediately. So just for you to know that, so there was no suffering. She, um, uh, didn't, uh, wasn't hanging on, is what I keep getting, that she wasn't hanging on, that she went immediately, no suffering. She loves you very much. She's saying I feel like she was a popular person. That's the other thing that I get, that she was popular, because she's saying let all of her friends know that she's okay, and that she loves y'all all very much. And that, again, not alone, not afraid. And she's I don't know. I think she's with her mama and papa. For some reason, I get a mama and papa that's there. Maybe it's your mama and papa. So, I don't know if any of that made any sense, Mariana. But she loves you very much. You've been a great mom to her. You continue to be a great mom. I feel like you still keep in touch with her friends. It's another reason why she's telling you, to tell her friends that she's okay. Um, and I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's as much as I can get right here, right now. Again, if anybody wants to schedule a reading with me, some a session with me, you can go to my website, which is gailhjohnson .com, and you can see, click on the services tab, and you can see what services I offer, and all of the all the services that I offer, and the cost and everything. I'm trying to see, give me just a second. So I'm gonna share it real quick so that y'all can see. This is my website. And so if you go here and you click on services, here's all the services. And then if you scroll down, you can schedule now. That'll take you to my calendar and you can schedule. So I hope y'all do that. Um, let's see what else. So um like I said, I'm gonna go through the questions on Facebook, and I will get through them and answer as many of them again as I can, as much as, I'll spend as much time as I can this weekend, and get that done. And I don't know, is there anything else that anybody has to say? Let's see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Um, okay, so now that y'all know where to find me on YouTube, I am planning to post some videos, just some recorded videos on YouTube about lots of different things, messages from the angels, numbers and signs, and just different things like that. Right now, pretty much everything on YouTube is the lives that I've done. I think I might have one or two recorded messages, but I'm planning on doing more of those. So I hope y'all will continue to watch out for my videos over here on YouTube. And I don't know. I feel like that's about it for tonight. I'm glad that y'all joined me. I'm so happy. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I'm glad that you came and you watched on the replay. And so tonight, as we end, I want to just say this little prayer. It's from Uplifting Prayers to Light Your Way, by Sonia Choquette is the name of the lady. I don't know if you can see it. Um, and it's called Spreading Joy. Holy Mother, Father God, divine loving light and heart of the universe, I humbly ask for the healing power of your grace to put a smile on my face and open the curtains to my heart so that I allow your love and light to shine through me. Please send in your angels to help me spread joy to all those I meet. Please let my laughter ripple out wherever I go, summoning the joy guides to join with me so that I spread positive, uplifting energy everywhere I go. I thank you in advance with my whole heart and soul for answering my prayer this day. Amen, and with infinite gratitude. Okay, y'all, thank y'all again for joining me tonight. And I hope I will see y'all again here soon. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me.